Hi, it's Chris from Font of Inspiration, and this is just a short continuation / update to the video about my portable Dungeon Master or Game Master kit. The idea with this video is that I'll introduce an option for some analog ways to track monsters and players, hit points, conditions, that kind of thing. Now, in the DM kit video, I mentioned that I tend to use electronic versions these days. But of course, it's natural that a lot of us prefer something paper-based, something analog, instead of the electronic version. So, what I came up with is these combat cards. Now, these are laminated cards. They're color-coded so that the white ones are used for monsters, the green ones are used for PCs, player characters, and the blue ones are used for NPCs. Now, of course, it doesn't matter what colors you use, it's just an easy way to identify them for me. And these are, since they're laminated, you can either use wet erase or dry erase markers on them. And the reason they're cards is because with cards you can arrange them into the initiative order, which is very handy if you have to quickly come up with the initiative order. Usually you just hear the results of the initiative roll, and then you have to start putting them in order, and having cards that you can easily move around will make that a little bit quicker. So, for instance, you could have a monster, player character, NPC in the middle there somewhere, and another monster, another player character, and so on. You get that basic idea. And then you can just erase what you've written after the combat, and they're ready for the next combat. Now, the information I have here is just a blank space for the character's or monster's name. Then initiative, that's the score, so that you can easily arrange them. Any conditions they get during the combat, and then the hit points first, the maximum, and then the remaining hit points. Lots of space for jotting down updates to their hit points. So that's pretty much it, the long and short of it. You might be wondering why there is such a limited range of information on these cards. So we just have the name, initiative, conditions, and hit points. The idea with this was, because this was such a personal thing, just things that I need at the table, you can obviously customize these to your heart's desire. But for me, I had the stat block available. So I either had the monster manual or the stat block on D&D Beyond. Or if you're playing another RPG, you can have the PDF of that RPG. So I didn't really need the attributes or in the case of D&D, ability scores, passive perceptions, that kind of thing, because that would have been available in the stat block itself. Rather, this was just handy for keeping track of information that changes over time, things like hit points, right? So, I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any comments, please do leave those under this video. I'd love to hear them. If you have your own way of dealing with initiative that involves some kind of analog trickery, some kind of cards, something that you've come up with, please do leave that as a comment. I would love to see that. I'd love to hear about that. Okay, if you found this useful, go ahead and leave that like, and I'll see you in the next video.